share with you what 4 Marguerite scholarships and the love and support of Chapter BU had done to change my life. And tonight, it is my extreme honor to get to introduce the Word Project speaker. So I first met Sarah Miller in a Bible study about 4 years ago. She was very quiet and humble, and she rarely spoke, but when she spoke volumes. Little by little, I came to know a single mother of 2 darling daughters who was resilient, an overcomer, a survivor, and bound and determined to change the course of the future for her children, herself, and for her tribe. She actually told me that she put a date on a calendar a year in advance that she was going to enroll in school, and that she worked painstakingly to reach that goal. And when she enrolled in school, everything she did, she thrived at. She graduated from Mount Hood Community College, summa cum laude, is a member of the President's List every year. She was offered and accepted a paid internship with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. She's a member of Phi Theta Kappa. She gained entry into a limited entry program at Portland State University for business leadership and is minoring in Indigenous Studies. And then Portland State asked her to become a member or participate in the honors program, which is a higher level of commitment to her education, and she took that on as well. All the while, I have watched Sarah constantly give back to her community, to drive home miles and miles to her tribe to support her people, to open her doors to people who are struggling. Her home is an open and safe place, and to demonstrate always for her children what it means to be a strong and powerful woman who gives back to her community. It has been a blessing to watch this young woman thrive, and I am so honored to get to introduce you to her. Please welcome Sarah Miller.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, PEO. It's an honor to be here. Good evening, everyone, and as mentioned before, my name is Sarah Miller. I am an enrolled member of the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians, and I am a descendant of the Northern Cheyenne and Klamath tribes. By recognizing my heritage, I would also like to acknowledge the indigenous people whose traditional and ancestral homelands we are on today. Those indigenous tribes are the Multnomah, the Cathlamet, the Clackamas, the Tumwater, the Watlala Band of the Chinook, the Tualatin, Calapia, and many other indigenous nations of the Columbia River. To me, I feel it is important to acknowledge and respect the ancestors of this place, and to recognize that we are here because of the sacrifices forced upon them and all tribal nations of the United States, including my own. So Ketcha Samats, thank you, relatives. I'm here. I am from a small town in southern Oregon named Chiloquin, and it is the center location of where my ancestors reside. I am their legacy. Like many other tribal nations, ours has faced detrimental hardships that were intended to annihilate our existence. And yet we are still here, and I am still here. We are survivors of genocide, which still trickles into our lineage by intergenerational traumas through abuses, poverty, racism, systematic oppression, dependency, and the list kind of goes on. Those traumas that have affected the community has affected me too, as my parents and those around me struggle to heal from their traumas and numb the pains from the abuses inflicted upon them. Abusing substances became their norm, as it did mine. I became an alcoholic at the age of 16. I drank before that, but my alcoholism didn't take full force until after I was raped at the age of 16. From there, I didn't stop at just alcohol. To no longer feel the pain, I engaged in other substances and harmful behaviors. Trust me, my track record isn't clean. I didn't seek healthy ways of coping with my traumas until after I was married, divorced, and a single mother of 2 kids. I surrendered myself into the Native American Residential Treatment Facility, also known as NARA, for my second time on September 17, 2014, and I have been sober since. I decided to stay here in the Portland area because I feared if I were to return home to an environment that has yet to embrace healing as its core being may have resulted in a relapse for myself. I wanted and have attained the tools necessary to heal and achieve a healthy lifestyle. After a year of my sobriety and when I met Tony, I decided to return to school. In this decision process, I shared with Tony my desire to return to school. I attended Mount Hood Community College, where with the help from Tony, I applied and received my first scholarship, the Marguerite Scholarship from PEO. I became more involved in my recovery circles by opening my home to recovering individuals seeking a transitional space to and from treatment. I think I helped probably about 40 individuals, mostly single mothers with children. I include the children in my count, but college with honors in 2018 with my Associate of Science in Business Oregon Transfer degree. Thank you to Tony and to PEO for awarding me with a scholarship at Mount Hood Community College. It helped me to accomplish graduating with my associates, to provide for my 2 daughters, myself, and those who needed help as they were seeking assistance for their sobriety. Now I am attending school at PSU at Portland State. I am majoring in management and leadership and minoring in Indigenous Nation Studies. As I move further along in my studies, my ideas constantly flow to seek solutions to the ongoing matters that occur around us, especially within the smaller communities of where I descend from. With my major and my minor, I hope to return home and work with my tribes to establish economic developments that can sustain our environment for generations to come. While attending school at PSU and staying involved in my recovery circles, I have become involved with H&I, a subcommittee of Wellbriety. Wellbriety is a Native American approach to a 12-step program, and H&I is where we take our experience, strength, and hope of achieving and maintaining our sobriety into hospitals and institutions. Thank you, PEO, for awarding me with the 2 scholarships at PSU, one I received for this past year and the other one for this upcoming year. The scholarship will benefit not only myself, but will help finance my education to expand for future opportunities within my communities as well. So thank you for all that you do and for donating on behalf and also on behalf of the other awarded recipients up here. So Ketcha Samats, thank you, all my relations.